I don't read the script. Script reads me. Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast. We are a bunch of bros here to talk superheroes, movies, and superhero movies. This is our episode 32. Who the hell let us do 32 of these things? I'm your host, Jeff Hornacek. Let's go around and meet the other bros with me today. First, the man who was once ejected from a church league basketball game for telling a ref, "You blow another call like that, I'll send you up to God himself," and have him explain what 3 seconds in the key is. Matt Geiger. Matt, welcome to the show.
He had it out for us. We had a Jehovah's Witness as our sixth man, and need I say more? He called every fucking knick-knacky foul. It was horse shit, and I called him out on it.
Everybody was throwing elbows that game.
I slept well last night.
You should. And next, on to someone who once made a lunchroom trade in 5th grade of the pizza Lunchables with the Crunch candy bar to someone in exchange for half a pack of Gushers with no blue ones left. Banner, how have you recovered from getting ripped off that badly?
You know, you just got to learn from your mistakes. You win some, you lose some. You know, you got to spend money to make money. You got to spend money to make money.
I don't think all those sayings make fucking sense together.
No, you give a little, you take a little, the good with the bad.
Pay it forward.
You know, it is what it is.
What comes around goes around. All right, guys, if you have not checked out our show before, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to crack open a few beers here, and as we like to start every show, the most important thing in any bro's life is our first topic, which is our chest day. And all of our news today is brought to us by our homies over at geekmotivation.live. Go check them out. They're the best for breaking news, reviews, all of it. So, less than a week after Lucasfilm announced J.J. Abrams returned to the director chair for Star Wars Episode 9, after Colin Trevorrow had exited, the premiere date was pushed back to December of 2019. And let me jump in real quick. These all need to be in December. So if they're not, figure it out, Lucasfilm, because it's working. Right. Variety just reported that Disney pushed production for the film from February to June of next year, now to December. The decision for the December release comes on the news that Lucasfilm again fired Colin Trevorrow due to rumors of him being difficult to work with. Geiger, we'll go to you first. As some alleged ex-coworkers claimed you were difficult to work with. So let me ask you first, what do you think about Trevorrow leaving? This is 2 straight Lucasfilm properties in the Han Solo movie and Star Wars that one director has been booted. Are you worried at all? Or is Abrams coming back just, we know him, we know what the fuck he's capable of?
This is an awesome question, Jeff. Thank you for asking it. And yes, I am difficult to work with because everyone around me is stupid.
Hold on, somebody's nachos are done. I just heard the microwave go off.
Yeah, that was my wife. She's cooking. Imagine that. First time in our whole marriage. Anyway, question for all of you. Don't we want Abrams?
Yes.
We want him. So this is a good thing, right?
Agreed.
He did fantastic in the first one, Force Awakens.
I mean,
He's done Star Trek. Everything he's done has been great. He redid the anthem in South Park. He has done nothing wrong. So we want him in this, right?
I love Jurassic World, so I was pumped for Trevorrow, but Banner, we'll go to you real quick. People have started a petition to kick Abrams out. What the fuck did this guy do wrong that we don't want him to direct?
Those people are just, I don't know who those people are, but they're dumb. Okay? And there's only one person that is an acceptable, in my mind, would be an acceptable replacement of Abrams, and that's Spielberg, and it's never going to happen.
Yeah, if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen, guys, and I'm not mad about that. It's just, it is what it is. Spielberg is getting older. He's on to the next phase. He's doing a lot of producing stuff, and what is he going to gain out of doing this? Whereas Abrams, again, we know that he's good. We know what he's going to bring to the table. And I couldn't be more excited about it. I think it's fantastic. And fuck these people who are trying to do a petition to get him to not be on the show or on the movie or whatever the fuck it is. That's stupid.
Now, the thing is about Kylo Ren, I guess I'm kind of with him, but I am waiting until this Christmas to see where they're going with his story arc. Because I think there's a reason they made him such a bitch. Otherwise, I'm hoping. Now, the other thing, Jeff, that you talked about is pushbacks. Now, I will go toe-to-toe with anybody at a bar, shot for shot, and you can have 10 movies that were rushed to theaters, and I can have 10 movies that were pushed back and were actually good. Deadpool probably being the number one of those. It was pushed back, and they got it perfect. Seldom movies are rushed to theaters and actually good. A lot of times movies are pushed back and given time to get a good script, get a good director, get a good score, everything that makes a movie great. So I'm glad it's being pushed back. Take your time. Make this perfect.
Not that it matters. You could play Star Wars like only at 3 a.m. in like the middle of February, and it would still make $1 billion. But these need to be in December, man. It's fucking working. When I think Christmas now, I think Star Wars, which is a fun thing. I know, Geiger, you always talk about maybe we'll get burnt out at some point. I'm not there yet, so keep pushing me till it happens. The other thing that I like about
it, I don't understand what's the motivation in having it in the summer. Like, you're going to go up against all the other big blockbuster movies. A lot of the winter movies come out closer to Thanksgiving.
I mean, they'll move for Star Wars, I think. Like, Star Wars plants its flag and people get the fuck out of the way. But I see your point. Like, why?
Marvel has to move because they're both Disney. DC would move for Star Wars. It's just the thing is, Star Wars is Christmas. They have planted their flag on there. Everyone knows this is our ground. Don't fuck with us, sisters, because you'll be fucking destroyed opening weekend.
I don't know. I thought Sisters had a shot to go toe-to-toe. I really did. Tina Fey and Amy Poehler had great chemistry. I don't know how that didn't beat it at the box office. Last thing I'll say, Banner, and then I'll give you the last word here. I know there's only one movie in between, although a lot can happen in Episode 8 with with Ryan Johnson. But I like how Abrams is bookending the trilogy. So, obviously, continuity-wise, he wrote these characters in their inception.
He's still producing.
Right, but to have full control of the screenplay and be directing it, he knows where these guys are going, so he'll make sure that everyone ends up where they were supposed to end up. And when I heard Colin Trevorrow was off the set, I was like, I kind of want to know, like, maybe Lucasfilm is part of the problem if two straight people are difficult to work with, but again, I'm not there, because they won't let me for some stupid fucking reason. Or you guys have anything else, or are we ready to chug our protein shake?
Directors are difficult to work with because they have a vision, and that's cool. Go do your own fucking thing, but don't come in Star Wars, DC Comics, and Marvels with your vision, because we want to see the vision that we saw when we were 9 years old reading comics. We don't care about your fucking take on it.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about actual vision, then throw a fucking sweater vest on him and let's go.
Yeah, well, he's probably in another dimension right now, or whatever stupid theory you have working on today. All right, our second segment after we do a chest day is you need to recover, and that's why we take a protein shake. Again, this news comes to us from geekmotivation.live. As the year draws closer to November 17th, fans were treated to test screenings of one of this year's most anticipated movies, Josstice League. Fucking heard of it? I added that part. Geek Motivation didn't say that part. Reports of it being...
They were thinking it, though.
They probably were. Reports of it being, quote, epic, end quote, are exactly the kind of words fans love to hear. Other reports, though, have disappointed a few of us, including some writers over at Geek Motivation. One in particular said that Jesse Eisenberg's game-changing portrayal of Lex Luthor is not included in these test screenings. So, Geiger, I know we went to you first again. Dig in the box because you're the DC guy. A lot of people are starting to say this movie should be called Josstice League because there's rumors that he's come in and has changed Snyder's vision a lot, taken out parts of the movie that were important to sort of make it more his film. What do you think about those? Do you trust Whedon? Do you trust these critics that have seen the movie so far?
Yeah.
Where's your fucking head at going into this movie?
You took my thunder, because I was about to call out our boy, friend of the pod, Preston, who runs Geek Motivation, because he needs to check his spell check, because it should be spelled Josstice League, because he's taken over this whole fucking franchise, it feels like. Now, test screenings, one thing, if you guys have never been to test screenings, because you're not big dicks like us, because we've been to one, they actually said before our test screening, hey, we want your impact or your, opinion after the movie. Just make sure it's good. Like, come on, guys, we're giving you free tickets. Just say how great the movie is. If you don't have anything to say, do not fucking talk to us at all. So I have full capability that, yes, everyone loved it at the test screening, because if 80% of the movie hated it, they didn't talk to those people. They talked to the 20%. Now, Lex Luthor, as a DC fan, he's not the Lex Luthor we deserve, but he's the one we need. And I know that everyone has a problem with Eisenberg. I liked him. Now, would have rather had Cranston? Absolutely. Yeah, there's other people as Luthor that I would have loved to have. But if we're talking about a whole DCU, a whole extended universe, there's only one villain that should be part of every fucking superhero, and that's Lex Luthor, over the Joker, over anybody. And if you cut him out, it's just basically saying you're listening to the fans that talk shit. Like, okay, if you talk shit, cool, we'll just get rid of him. You don't like Leto? We'll get rid of him. Oh, okay, you like fucking Harley Quinn? We'll give her 8 movies. That's where I don't like where DC's coming, is they're basically throwing shit on the wall. Whoever talks the least amount of shit, they'll get their own movie. If you talk shit about some character, okay, we'll kick them totally out. And I think Joss Whedon is listening to those critics, and he shouldn't. If you have a vision, go towards it. You're not going to make everyone happy. It's impossible to. But at least make the graphic kind of DC fans happy, which I think they have with BVS, with Wonder Woman, with Man of Steel. Not with Suicide Squad, though. That one sucked.
Well said. Banner, what do you think?
I mean, you have to take everything like that with a grain of salt, right? Because test screenings are what they are. They don't put the whole movie in. They change a few things. Especially, this isn't a test screening that's like 2 days before the movie comes out. We're still 2 months ahead.
Yeah.
So you have to take it with a grain of salt. Now, him taking out Lex Luthor, I think that, let's be honest, how much of that is going to be him or is that Warner Brothers? Because they have a history of cutting things out of the movies.
I think for me, I don't
know what to believe at this point. I don't know if they're trying to take
movie they cut shit out. That's a great point. We can't keep blaming these directors. Every movie they cut shit out.
Yeah, I don't know what it is because they're having this through line and they keep wanting to do all these movies and they're all separated, but they're kind of connected, but they're not. So I don't know who to believe at this point until it actually comes out. Do I want to see Eisenberg in it? I would love to. I think that would be awesome. I'm kind of like you. I would have rather other people played Lex Luthor or they portray him a little differently, but I wasn't mad about how they did that in BVS.
For me, the Eisenberg ship has sailed. Whether, like it or not, he is our Lex Luthor, and like Geiger said, he needs to be a part of these stories. If you're Joss Whedon, and I'll always worship at the altar of Whedon because he gave us the Avengers, which was the culmination of pretty much my whole childhood seen on screen and a great cinematic moment in history. But at the same time, how do you walk into the editing room and say, let's take Lex Luthor out of this movie? To me, even especially if it was a small role, that's a fuck you to the fans. Like, there's no way or reason you can say, let's take out this 30-second scene with Lex Luthor because people wouldn't think that's cool. Like, even if it's gratuitous, give it to us, man. We saw him have some interaction with Steppenwolf, although, fucking now that I think about it, that was cut out of BVS also. Lex Luthor needs to be in this movie. Whether the fan reaction to him was good or not, you cast him as Lex Luthor, stand by it, put him in the movie, people will respect you for it. I'm excited to hear that the critics like the movie. I personally think the trailers look awesome, but nowadays they can, make movie trailers look incredible for anything, but I'll be there opening night ready to go. I'm just disappointed to hear because I don't think there's a version of this movie where you need completely to take out a 30-second scene with Lex Luthor for your vision of the film to come true. I just think that's pretentious and it's a middle finger to the fans.
Well, if Warner Brothers thinks they know what the fuck they're doing, then release it. Show the fans what it is. Just like Suicide Squad, there's a lot of Leto, scenes that weren't released. Release it. If it's bad, we'll tell you, hey, you did a great job. But I guarantee you there's a lot of scenes out there, just like VBS Extended Edition, where like, why the fuck didn't this make the final cut? Who's over there making the calls because they don't know what the fuck they're doing? So release it. Release it to the fans. Maybe they'll tell you, hey, you're right, you should have cut this out. Or we would say, fuck you, this needs to be in the film that we're paying $40 a person to see in 3D on opening night.
Yeah. All right. On to our third and final segment of the show. But first, Banner, I have a very important question for you.
Yeah, shoot, man.
Do you even lift, bruh?
Bruh.
That was scary.
Do you even lift?
I'm going to have a nightmare. Stop.
It is almost Halloween.
That's true. Our third segment is our question-answer segment. Do you even lift, bruh? Where we scour the internet, find some fan questions we liked, and we answer them right here on the show. Our first one comes to us from Devin Lott at Yankees Twit 2, and he says, this is kind of morbid, so it's right down our fucking alley. What if today was your last day, basically alive? What movie would be your last movie you would watch? Banner, we'll go to you first.
This is an easy one for me. It's also the one because after I go out to the bars with Geiger on the weekends, this is the movie that I watch, mainly because I think I'm going to die anyway that night, but it's Pirates of the Caribbean. It's my drunk movie.
Yes.
And
the first one, Curse of the Black Pearl?
The first one, of course.
The first one.
All right.
No.
Didn't know if Stranger Tides was your thing.
Don't even get me started on Stranger Tides. Okay. The first one, it's got to be the first one. It's got to be the original. Just hammer drunk with Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow doing his thing. Give it to me all day, every day, right before I die.
Well, we hope that doesn't happen, and I don't mean you watching Pirates. I mean you leaving us. I'll go with Back to the Future. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It has everything: comedy, great plot, compelling story, and most importantly, Michael J. Fox. So just let me fucking finish watching Back to the Future and the Enchantment of the Sea Dance, and then you can end it. Honestly, that's me ending on a high note. Geiger, what do you got?
I got 3 bullet points on this. 1 bullet point, if Jeff goes to me first, I'm going to pick Pirates of the Caribbean. 2 bullet points, if Jeff goes to Banner first and he picks Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm going to ask, can I just end the world with Banner? 3, if they say no, I'm going to pick Forrest Gump. So that's mine. I will pick Pirates of the Caribbean. It's fantastic. I know Banners are Disney guys, so I got to give that to them. But if you take that DVD out of the shelf and it's my last day, I'll watch Forrest Gump. Because Forrest Gump's a fucking awesome movie, too.
You know what I love about that is neither one of us read the show notes going into this.
I knew you picked it. And the
I
thing
knew if he was coming to me first, that was what I was going. I was taking.
How much rum would we drink if it's the last day or watch the Pirates for the last time?
How much rum can we get our hands on? Because that's the number.
I love how Geiger basically has like a contingency plan for every possible outcome. It's like a fucking wireframe. All right. Great question there, Devin. Thanks for putting that out there. Our second one comes to us from Garrett Neese, at Garrett Neese. And he says, what are some of your favorite movie posters of all time? Now, Geiger, you and I talked about this before the pod. There's a few ways we can go here. We can go super bro movie posters that you had to have in college. We can go ones you had to have above your bed when you were a kid. Or we can have to go ones that we don't actually own, but every time you see them, you're like, fuck, I need to buy that. What did you go with for this question from Garrett?
The movie poster I had over my bed growing up was Batman and Robin. And I know you're all thinking I'm trying to plug our movie commentary, which is fucking hilarious that you should check out on YouTube, broforsquad.com. But anyway, that movie poster is actually pretty cool.
The movie sucks, the poster's sick.
Now to prove that I'm still a man and I have sex occasionally, Clockwork Orange movie poster for me was fucking awesome. With him coming out of the triangle with the knife, and dude, The Dark Knight. I mean, come on. They not the one with just Heath Ledger, but the one where Heath Ledger has the card over one eye, Harvey Dent has his hand over one eye, and Batman has like a Batman symbol over one eye, and it's just showing that everyone has 2 faces. I fucking love that movie poster. It was in our living room in college. We smoked a lot of weed and drank a lot of beer looking at that movie poster, and it holds a close place to my heart. And thank you for asking that question.
The Dark Knight has a couple in contention. The one with the Joker where it just says "Ha" is also a great one.
Yeah, I had that one too, of course.
Banner, what do you got for movie posters?
So I got a couple. I'm gonna go one recent, which I think none of us can deny wasn't awesome, and that's Logan with his paws.
Oh, that's a great one.
His claws popped and him holding X-23's hand. That one is just, it gives me all the feelies, and there's just something about it that I really, really love. Another one that I like from recent years, I'm just kind of going through the DVD list right now here, is BVS, the one where you have the symbol in the background and you have Batman and Superman just staring at each other, and you have the Superman symbol inside the bat symbol in the background. I think that one's really good.
They look like they just got in a fender bender and one of them doesn't have insurance. He's like, well, someone's going to fucking pay for this.
I would feel more comfortable if I had your insurance.
Contact information. For me, this was a tough question because, unfortunately, I don't own a lot of movie posters, but I want a lot of them, so that counts for something. I'll take a low-hanging fruit. The Avengers was a great one. I actually do own that one. Just to see all those characters in the same poster and know that it wasn't Photoshop, like they're actually in a fucking movie together, was really cool. And then another one that I loved was the 300 movie poster. The 300 written in blood, and then just like it captured the visual aesthetic of that movie so perfectly. And you knew looking at it, it was not a movie you were going to walk out of laughing a lot, but it was a movie you were going to walk out of and be like, I need to do some crunches because those Spartans had much better abs than I'll ever have in my life.
Another honorable mention that I really like is Jaws. It's very simple, but
great. That was a great one. And
it's actually, a very good one with the shark coming up, Jaws, and then with the girl swimming in between the A. That one, again, to me is it. I don't know. I really like it. It's an oldie but goodie.
All right.
And our Ronnie Cycli, our legal counsel, he's our lawyer. If you don't believe us, go check out broforsquad.com. Just to know that we're bros, he texted us Boondock Saints and Fight Club movie posters.
Wow. Fight Club is a classic, dude, with the bar of soap. You can't beat that. Great question, Garrett. All right, our last question comes to us from Matt Eiler at Mathimus. That's a great handle. If you had to choose a favorite standalone film to become a franchise, what would you choose? Banner, I can see your answer on the show notes, and what the fuck? So we're going to go to you first. God, how can you possibly defend this answer?
I like the movie. I actually watched it the other night.
Say it say the people know.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
We're just going to...
There's so much wrong with you that I don't even know where to
It's
start.
not a Michael Bay movie.
People couldn't even fucking handle one of those, and you want to give them a franchise.
So you're defending it saying Michael Bay wouldn't even do it. So you're defending it like that. Okay.
Banner, I respect the balls of you writing that down knowing that we're going to destroy you. It took a lot of courage. Or maybe you just weren't prepared.
I love how you wrote it down first. That's the only thing you wrote down. Showing us, like, well, just so the guys won't fucking pick this one.
Yeah, someone's got a stake claim to this one. Columbus putting his flag in it. I'll do mine real quick.
There's a good... No, if you read the book, it's a good book. There's a good story in there.
The book is funny.
I'm not going to defend it all, but there's a good story in there somewhere.
All right, we're going to have to continue this off pod. Mine is V for Vendetta. I'm not sure how they would do it. I think it'd be cool if like another guy took up the Guy Fawkes mask and became like a freedom fighter / terrorist. I mainly just want to see somebody throw like a bunch of knives and kill people again. I think that'd be really cool. Geiger, you got anything for this?
I didn't know this till the other day. I listened to The Ticket in Dallas, which is a great radio station. They said that the only sports movie ever to win an Oscar was a boxing movie, Rocky 1. So I picked a boxing movie. I think Southpaw.
Wow.
I love Gyllenhaal in it. You know, Amy Adams is gone, but the daughter in that, I don't know the actress's name on top of my head, did a fucking fantastic job. Forrest Whitaker could come back. There's more story in there, and I would be game to see a sequel to Southpaw.
That's a great one. Sports franchises, I feel like, look at Rocky. If you do it right...
Rachel McAdams, sorry, I fucked that up. My wife corrected me.
That's all right. Amy. We're here to get... Rachel McAdams' people would have contacted us immediately once the show ended.
Yeah, we would have lost subscribers over that. Sorry.
All right, guys. On that note, as we go prep our legal team, Ronnie Cycli, for the Rachel McAdams lawsuit impending, we have been the Bro4 Squad. For our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, and the mad scientist, Brian Banner, I am Jeff Hornacek. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at Bro4 Squad. Like us on Facebook, Bro4 Squad Podcast. It's 4 words. Subscribe to us on iTunes and YouTube, Bro4 Squad, 3 words. If you leave us an iTunes review, we will read the shit out of it on our show. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. And as always, whenever you have access to that handy-dandy internet thing, check us out on bro4squad.com for our squad blog, our Bro Hall of Fame, and all of our other content. For that, we will see you guys next time. I can't believe...
I like it a lot.
Vampire Hunter.
Guys, Anthony Mackie's in it.